So in this video, I'm going to answer a customer's question where they asked, how would you split a longer model inside of Fusion to fit on your 3D printer's bed? So let's take a look. So in this video, I'm going to show how you could go about taking a long part like this that might not fit on your 3D print bed and splitting it into smaller pieces. So I have this drone arm and I'm going to go ahead and try and print this. So I'm going to jump over to the Utilities tab and click on the Make 3D Print icon. And I wanted to actually share a quick tip with you even before we get started here. You'll notice the application says Custom. By default, it'd probably say like Preform or something else, but I'm going to change it to Custom, and then you'll notice it says right here, Application Orca Slicer. So I use Orca Slicer as my main slicer. So what you can do is click on this little file folder icon and then search on your computer to where your slicer is installed. So for example, here is Orca Slicer, and then I would just pick this particular exe file, say open. So it's now linked to open Orca Slicer instead of having to save out an STL or a 3MF or whatever format and then open up my slicer. The print utility is actually going to use it automatically for me. Also, up here, you'll notice I have it set to print utility instead of export. If it's default to export, you won't see that option. So I'm going to change that back to print utility, custom, specify the exe file for the slicer that I use, whether it's Cura or Bamboo or Orca, whatever. Then also you'll notice the format says STL. I'm going to change this to 3MF. This is one of the newer formats. STL honestly has been around forever. 3MF sends a lot more metadata, a lot more information. In fact, you'll notice how the unit type and the structure and all that kind of stuff is grayed out. Whereas with STL, you can change the unit type. It's all built into 3MF. Okay, so I'm gonna click on my part right here. I'll say okay, and it's going to open up Orca Slicer. And we can obviously see that the part will not fit on the bed. And it tells me following objects are laid over the boundary. So unfortunately with the printer that I have, I can't print this part unless I were to break it down into smaller pieces. Now, there's a couple different ways you can split this part. The easiest way is to use a construction plane. So I'm going to just say offset plane, and we can see that this is positioned at the origin. I'm just going to pick this vertical plane right here, and then drag the arrow and kind of pick where I want to split this part, maybe just somewhere right around in here. Let's just say 200 millimeters. I'll say okay. And we can see we now have that plane right there. And I'll say split body. Now, I don't want to say split face. That only splits a particular face. We want to split the whole body. So I'm going to say split body. What's the body to split? We'll click on this guy. What's the splitting tool? Then I can click on this plane and I'll say okay. And what it did is it split this into two separate bodies. You can kind of see how we now have two separate bodies. Here's another tip that I use all the time when I'm printing. So a lot of times people will right click on one of these and say save as mesh, and they'll either pick STL, 3MF, OBJ, etc. But you can only pick one part at a time. I can't select both of them. In fact, I'm holding down my control key to try and select both of them, and it won't let me do that. So here's a better way of doing that. If you click on the 3D print make icon, and you'll notice it's asking for the object, I'm just going to click on the top level up here. I'm going to click on this F450 arm, and you'll notice it's selecting everything. And I'm saving it out as a 3MF. It's going to go out to Orca Slicer. I'll say okay. And now we can see that it brought it into Orca Slicer. It looks the same, but if I click on objects, we can actually see that we have two objects, body 1 and body 2. And it's basically warning me that they're over the boundaries. I'm going to go ahead and close these out. Oops, pan that across. And I'll go ahead and just create another plate really quick and then just move this over onto the other plate. And we can now see, for example, on here, that this would fit on that plate. I might even want to rotate this to fit diagonally, for example. Same thing with this guy here. I could make that match. Now, with this said, this is a drone arm and I want it to be pretty strong. So I probably wouldn't split it straight across like we did here because that would potentially break very easily. So I'm going to show a different method on how I would potentially split something like this and join it back together with a lot more surface area instead of just these little flat faces right here. Also, you'll notice this little warning right here. It's telling me has non-manifold edges. So use fixed model to repair the mesh. I'm going to go ahead and just say repair. And sometimes, it doesn't know which faces are open or closed, and it automatically fixed that for me. Okay, let's jump back into Fusion. I'm going to undo this split body. The other method to split a body is to use a sketch. So I'm going to create a sketch on like this face right here. And I might want to break this into 3 smaller pieces. And I'm going to start with a very simple sketch, and then we're going to get to a more complicated sketch. So I might just do like a center rectangle, and I'm just going to pick somewhere kind of in the center here and draw a rectangle like so. I'll say split body, pick the body to split. What's my splitting tool? I'll go ahead and click on the rectangle sketch, and you can see how it's using that, and it's going to basically create planes to slice through the model. So I'll say okay, and we now have 3 separate pieces like so. And once again, if we were to send this to the print utility, it looks like it's still one solid piece, but if I click on objects, we can see we have 3 bodies. Once again, it's kind of complaining about non-manifold edges. I will just hit repair. It'll fix that for me. I'll also come in here and just say arrange all objects, and it can fit all 3 of those pieces onto my 3D printer plate. Okay, the last method I want to show is also with a sketch, but with a more complicated sketch. So let me get back one more here. So here's our solid 3D model. I'll create a sketch, and I'll just click this flat face right here to place the sketch. And I'm going to project the geometry. So I'm going to hit P for project, and I'll just click on this face right here. I want to grab some information from that face. And basically what I want to do is give the arm quite a bit of surface area to glue up. So I'm going to create some construction geometry. I want to draw a line kind of right down the middle here. So I'm just going to randomly pick a couple points here like so. And so I just created some construction geometry. And then if I get near the center of that, you'll see it's going to snap to the midpoint. So I can click on that one. I'll come over here and it's going to snap to the midpoint of that line there. So I now have kind of like a center line going down the middle of this rib. Then I'll go ahead and draw or change my line type to regular line type. And I'm just going to draw a line down to this edge that's straight up and down. I'll go across and then straight up and down again like so. Now I want these to go right through the center of these rib sections. So I'm going to use the horizontal vertical constraint. I'll kind of zoom up here so you can see what's going on. And I'm going to click on this point. And then if I hover over this edge and hold down my shift key, you can see it's snapping to the midpoint of that line. If I don't hold down my shift key, you'll notice I don't see that icon. So basically what I'm saying is I want this point here to be vertical or in line with the middle of this line here. So I'll go ahead and hold down shift, click that point, and you can see how that line moved over and is now lined up vertically with the center of that line. I'll do the same thing over here. I'll click this point. I'll hover over this edge here, and we can see how it's snapping to that midpoint, and it's going to bring that line over and line up with the midpoint. And we can see how those lines have now turned black. So this is not a closed profile like the rectangle was. These are just some straight lines. I'll come in here and say split body. What's my splitting tool? And you'll notice that I get near this edge right here. It's going to select all three of those. And it's going to use that profile as my splitting tool. I'll say OK. And we can see we now have two separate bodies. And now we have a lot more surface area for the glue up. So we can kind of see how we can glue here, here, all the way along here. We've got a kind of a corner. We could even put, some kind of like a screw or something, or even multiple screws through here if we needed to kind of strengthen this arm. So let's send this to the 3D printer. I'll make sure my format is 3MF. I'll say OK. Once again, we can take a look at the objects. I'm not sure why with Orca Slicer, whenever you use split body, it always thinks one of them is non-manifold. I think it might be this model itself with all the holes through it, but I'm just going to hit repair. It seems happy. And now I'll try and arrange all of these objects. And you can see how it had to rotate this one to put it on one platter, and then it put this one on a secondary platter that I can print. So that's a couple ways you can use the split body command to split a larger object into smaller objects inside of Fusion. And you have control over where this split happens versus using like the slicer or something like that. Like you wouldn't be able to do something like I did here very easily with a slicer. And just remember that you can use either planes or you can even use sketches. I hope you learned something new and enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you've hit like and subscribe. That way you'll be notified of upcoming videos. If you'd like to learn more about Fusion, make sure you visit my webpage at cadedllc.com. And as always, have fun learning Fusion.